Good afternoon to you. I'm Stacey Ann Providence and CNews is live. Topping the news at this time, the mayor of Arima, Lisa Morris-Julian, is asking commuters to avoid using the Arima Old Road. She says work is being done to repair part of the road which was broken due to heavy rains.
We currently have a situation on the Arima Old Road between Beckles Lane and Churchill Circular. Part of the road caved in due to the heavy rains, and there is a water pipe that is also affecting the flow of water underneath the bridge. We immediately got to work with the assistance of the Council for the Area, Anthony Davis. We're asking that motorists and burgesses please avoid that particular stretch of the road until we correct the situation.
The chairman of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation, Susan Hong, and a team are making their way around the Maraval area to assess damage caused by flooding on Thursday evening. Now, this morning, she told us while no one has been displaced as a result of the flooding, the situation is very bad.
We just visited in Lasaiva. We just visited all the water courses that in Lasaiva, and most of them, they are very filled with silt. Yeah, it's filled with silt, and we are still in the area trying to make as much assessment in the different areas as much as possible so that we could deal with the matter as swiftly as possible.
She's advising people living in and visiting the area to be extra cautious when rain falls.
As I said, it have drains that are filled with silt, and they must take all precautions. We have in Marval, Grapefruit Crescent, which I'm about to go right now to Grapefruit Crescent, and we have other areas like Clarks, Paramin, all those areas. So we're trying to see how much we could visit so that we could take action.
There was overnight flooding in Santa Cruz as well. The local government representative for the area, Lyndon Lara, said Sambuco Road and Saddle Road were very badly affected. Cleanup operations started overnight.
This morning we're there trying to wash down most of the areas and assist the residents in that regard. But just to let you know that the disruption was bad. I mean, most homes are water 3-4 feet in their homes, lost all their furniture and appliances. So, I mean, it did hit persons really bad in the Sambuco area. There is an elderly lady at the corner of Sandbank. She got it the worst, I guess. Her car was damaged as well. So, but they did do some cleanup with her last night, so she was able to see by the neighbor.
Other than that incident, there were no other reports of displacement. Because of the cleanup operations, Mr. Lara doesn't expect any flooding if rain falls this afternoon.
The area is cleared now by the bridge. So, I mean, if it's an act of God and the rainfall is such that, it would pile up again. But we would have cleared the river in the area where it occurred yesterday. So it should be clear from there.
Now, despite this, on Friday morning, the Met Office discontinued its Riverine Flood Alert for Trinidad. This, as it said, reports from the Water Resources Agency indicate that water levels at the country's rivers are decreasing. It said, though we expect occasional showers today, the runoff should not significantly impact the water levels in the major rivers and watercourses. However, citizens are advised to take caution in areas prone to flooding. The Met Office underscored Trinidad and Tobago is not under any tropical storm threat, watch or warning at this time. In other news now, the United National Congress is calling on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to revoke the senatorial appointment of Dr. Lester Henry with immediate effect. This in light of what it says is the alarming finding that the suppressed evidence from the High Court in the defamation case brought by former Central Bank Governor Jawala Rambaran. On Thursday, Justice Devendra Rampersad granted judgment against Dr. Henry and ordered him to pay aggravated damages in the sum of $550,000 plus legal costs for Rambaran's legal team led by former Attorney General Anand Ramlogan. The UNC says it takes serious issue with the fact that Dr. Henry misled and deceived the court by failing to disclose he had an official recording of the very radio talk show on which it was alleged he had uttered the defamatory words. The party said this deliberate omission was crucial as Dr. Henry did not admit that he has spoken the words complained of. And this is CNews Live at Report at Noon. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at CNews Live. just over 100 workers attached to state-owned TSTT will continue to work with the company at least for the month. This is according to the General Secretary of the representing Communications Workers Union, Clyde Elder. On Thursday, the workers were told their contracts will not be renewed and several of them would have been sent home today. Now, the union said they were in the process of getting an injunction to stop that from taking place. The company opted to renew the contracts of the workers, albeit for a month.
So everyone who was supposed to go home effective September 30th has now gotten an extension of the contract to October 31st, 2017. Most of the people now, if not all of them, have now gotten letters indicating that they will be going home effective October 31st, 17th, and not September 30th as was originally told to them. Right now, we are still liaising with the lawyers to ensure that the people who have been told that they are going home October 31st, that they still do not go a place unless and until the union and the company has discussions relative to their employment status and their continued employment.
As a result, the union will not go for the injunction. However, Mr. Elder said the union will continue to apply pressure and seek an urgent meeting with the company. This matter has gotten the attention of the labor movement, which is part of the National Tripartite Advisory Council.
And I'm sure that it will also be engaging the attention of the National Tripartite Advisory Council because the government has always been and continues to be the perpetrator of the ills that workers are facing today. And government gave the commitment that no one will be sent home, and yet we have TSTT, of which the government is 51% owner, and at this point in time they have 100% control of the board. They have not sent out that, it will appear, that directive to their state enterprises, and that cannot be acceptable.
Members of the National Action Cultural Committee were locked into the Ministry of Culture last night as they refused to leave in protest that yet another scheduled meeting with the minister was abandoned by her. Director of Operations at the NACC, Kwesi Mutema, says that after several aborted meetings, his team cancelled meetings even with another ministry to attend the one scheduled on Thursday. However, it was to no avail.
We got there at 3:30, only to be told then again that the minister cannot see us again. She got tied up with another event, so she cannot see us and sent some other person again to see us. At that point, we felt this was being overdone. We felt it is so much we could take. We were very patient, but as I said, there comes a time in life when either as an individual or organization, one has to take a stand because we feel the organization has been taken for granted.
Now, this latest absence by the Minister of Culture was the last straw. The members of the NACC refused to leave the building in a spontaneous protest.
That treatment is not in keeping with the stature of the NACC and our contribution over the years and the contribution we continue to make. And we felt that it was going a bit too far, and therefore we had to take a stand. In that case, we remained at the ministry during the duration of the night. This morning, the officer came, spoke to us, he was able to contact the PS, but the PS communicated that the minister, well, okay, definitely wouldn't be able to see us today at all.
He says the fast and sacrifice they made, however, has not paid off, as the minister is insisting that a meeting can be had with her only after the budget presentation. However, Mr. Mutema says the matter they need to see the minister about involves the budget.
Look, this matter is of very great urgency, also involve a question of finance, and if the budget is being read on the 2nd, but then if it will not be feasible to go into another financial year that is such one, we would like that discussion to take place more because of the urgency and the importance of it.
The NACC members will be meeting again soon to chart the way forward for the organization, even in the face of the seeming reluctance of the minister to deal with them and their issues. Former Chief Justice Cecil Arthur Kelzick has died. Mr. Kelzick was CJ from 1983 to 1985. The judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago joins the legal fraternity and national community in mourning his passing. The judiciary said Mr. Justice Kelzick will be remembered for his unwavering championing of an independent judiciary as enshrined in the Constitution. He was awarded the Trinity Cross, Trinidad and Tobago's highest national honor, in 1985. Now, members of the judiciary, legal fraternity and public are invited to sign the condolence books located at the Supreme Court in Port of Spain, San Fernando and Tobago from Monday, October 2nd between the hours of 10:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. It's time now for a look at the weather forecast. Cloudy conditions are expected with light to moderate showers or rain occurring in varying localities and heavy showers or thunder showers occurring in a few areas. Some improvement is expected toward late evening. Tonight, a few cloudy patches are expected, accompanied by the occasional shower at times. Gusty winds, street and flash flooding may accompany heavy showers or thunder showers. Seas are slight to normal. Waves are measuring up to 2 meters in open waters. They are near calm in sheltered areas. Chaguanas Mayor Gopal Budan has outlined several things he wants for the borough in the 2017-2018 budget. Among them, the establishment of the Chaguanas Hospital to deliver necessary quality health care to the over 128,000 burgesses, residents and visitors to Chaguanas. He wants provisions for the expansion of the municipal police to curb growing crime and indiscipline, and wants government to keep its promise for the provision of 100 municipal police officers. Mayor Budan also wants government to invest in road infrastructure with an expanding flyover and also new entrances and exits in the borough. He said he wants to see the startup of a major transport hub for taxis, maxis and buses to deal with the traffic. And finally, he wants the town centre and a major sporting complex to be constructed using the private-public partnership concept with lands made available by the government. Well, some sporting organizations are bracing for a major cutback in allocation come 2018. This from the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee, Brian Lewis. He said sport cannot get what it wants when the budget is presented because of the reality of the economic situation, but he understands the situation.
What is going to happen? I think that for sport will face its toughest time in years in 2018. 2017 was already difficult, but it's just the reality. I think that national sporting organizations will have to make very difficult and tough decisions.
He said some stakeholders are more prepared than others for the changes.
So it's about what are you going to do, what are the plans that you have in place. I don't think that the current situation facing the country ought to have been a surprise to the sport leaders. This situation was beckoning for a couple of years well, and I know the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee, we would have been planning strategically for the eventuality.
On social media was abuzz last night when footage of a suspected bandit that was shot and killed in Arima circulated. The man allegedly tried to rob a casino in Arima on Thursday. The man who shot the bandit is said to be a security guard who was in plain clothes. The CCTV footage shows the suspect entering the business. He snatches a woman and the guard. The guard takes out his gun and fires once. Now, the Police Complaints Authority today launched the PCA app to allow citizens to upload, whether anonymously or not, their complaints to the authority. Now, the app that's available on both Apple and Android devices will allow for real-time uploads to the authority and also allows those making reports to keep a record of the reports made. Now, Deputy Director of the PCA, Michelle Solomon Bach, says even if a complaint is made anonymously, the investigators can further the queries without the help of the complainant.
Even though it's submitted anonymously, that's the trigger for the investigation. Thereafter, we have different tools to verify or corroborate that version, so that even though you are submitting it anonymously and we may not be able to contact you, we have other tools that we use, which I'm not going to make available to the public, to verify the version of events.
Well, if you don't agree with the call to help the Dominicans, at least don't prevent those who want to do so. That's from TUCO President Lutalo Masimba during the feature address at the launch of Calypso History Month on Thursday. We have more in this report from Ian Wason.
It's become the norm to have school children witness the launch of Calypso History Month because, according to TUCO President, the educational aspect of Calypso music is extremely important. Quoting from the Mighty Sparrows' education, Lutalo Masimba told the children who were gathered at the VIP lounge to make the best out of school. He called on them to be grateful for what they have.
So when we're talking about that you have enough money for a child to get the new Jordan, to go to school in the new term, in the new school, when we're crying for that, there are children and adults who do not have a roof over their head.
He chastised those who opposed the Prime Minister's call to offer assistance to affected Dominicans after Hurricane Maria's destruction on the island.
And therefore, when there is a call for National Government to be able to reach out and make a contribution and support our brothers and sisters from the islands who are victims of the various hurricanes that just passed. Even if you don't agree, you really should just call it. And then those who agree, those who feel that in their heart, who know that there's something that they must do, just let me do it.
Thora Best, who spoke due to the absence of a representative from the Ministry of Culture, heads the Junior Tuku. She called on the teachers to use Calypso as a means to impart knowledge.
To teach English, to teach history, and to teach grammar using Calypso. It generates a whole other dimension in a classroom because we are using what we know.
There was also entertainment at the launch. After all, it's a Tuku event.
If it's not about government corruption, crime they can solve again. It's the story about the little black boy who gets laid down in the
Tuku also paid respects to recent recipients of national awards for their contribution to culture, including Calypso Rose, Thora Best, Bunji Garling, among others. Ian Wason, C News.
That's the C News report at noon. Remember, for up-to-date and breaking news throughout the day, you can visit the C News website at ctvtt.com. I'm Stacey Ann Providence. Have yourself a good afternoon.